Good morning, boys and girls. It's Thursday, the 23rd of April, 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom tour. I've got a little red light flashing at me in front of me there. The picture may be freezing up a little bit there. I just noticed that was starting to do that. Have you got a bit of picture freezing going on there? Yeah, it looks like it. Let me just come out of the programme and I'll come back into it. Just stay right there and I'll be straight back to you, my darlings, all right? Stay there for a second. And there we are, we're back. Has that cured that? Yes, it has. There you go. That's better. And we're there. Morning to you, gang. Welcome along. Yeah, if you didn't hear that, I think you always hear me. It's just the picture we have a little bit of a problem with sometimes. It happened since the last software update for the broadcasting software that we use there. Let's say hello to Samia this morning. There we go. Mick Davenport, morning to you. Dr. Gregorian, Mandy's there. Hello, Shania. Jason Hughes in house. Diane Jebb, hello to you. Peter Paliwoda, greetings. Colin K, Colin Coates. Jason Hughes, I think. There's Gary Butler, my nephew. Morning, pigeons. Pigeons are here. Morning to David Fry. It is a beautiful day this morning. Another beautiful day. Is that everyone so far? I think that's everyone so far. So a very, very good morning to you, boys and girls. Once again, another beautiful day, as I was saying there. Nice again yesterday. The forest walk that I go on. I'm now alternating a walk with a bike ride. And the reason for that is... Oh, is that still... Have we still got a problem with that? That's still freezing? Come on, what's going on with that this morning? You all right there? I've got no red light flashing now. No, that's settled down now, isn't it? No dropped frames. No, that's all right now. Yes, when I go for a long walk, I've noticed when I go for an afternoon sleep and I get up again, my feet really hurt. I don't know what's causing that. Perhaps they're just not used to it. I don't know, or the fact that I'm wearing trainers, and you should have really walking boots or something like that. I suppose if you're going such sort of, I say vast distances. I appear to be walking 5 miles when I go out for that sort of hour and a quarter. But it is nice. So I'm alternating that with cycling now, and I've decided after the show today. I've just dropped my pen. This is all going wrong, isn't it? After the show today, I'm going to go for a bike ride because I did my walk yesterday. But I'm going to go for a bike ride to Legoland, which is a fair old trek, I have to tell you. And the last time, I've only ever done it once, and that was about 12, 13, 14 years ago now. So it may be that I get halfway there and I thought, I can't do this anymore. Because, your age and you can't do so much. My mate was saying to me that the other day on one of our phone calls, when I'm saying, why do my feet ache or my legs ache? He said, Chris, you must understand, perhaps you just can't do the things that you could do when you were in your 30s. You have to slow down. But I have no intention of slowing down. This is the thing. The only thing I slowed down with was work about 4 years ago now, which I decided to do. And then it just kind of happened naturally. So that was fine. But I don't want to slow down doing anything else, So I shall go out for my bike ride. I'll let you know if I get to Legoland. There will be a photographic evidence of... What can I take to prove to you that I've gone? My badge. I'll take this with me because I didn't have this the last time I cycled down there. So there'll be a picture of my bike and me wearing this... looking quite disheveled probably a little bit later on if I manage to actually make it today. So looking forward to that because it's a beautiful day here. Going to be about 25 degrees, I believe, which is 80, and that's my exercise today. It'll probably be I reckon that'll be about a 2-hour ride. My bum and half hurt after that, I tell you. Oh dear, those saddles are just not comfortable, are they? I don't have an electric bike, so it'd be pedal power all the way. I'll be honest with you, with the amount of biscuits and apple pies I've been eating recently, I need to do something. I need to do something like this. Good news about Mick's mask. Mick's United Kingdom... I haven't got mine here. Mine's downstairs. Mick's United Kingdom Talk mask has turned up eventually. 11 days that took. First class, 11 days that took to get to him. So I'm very, very pleased. And thank you very much, Mick, for letting us know about that. Other people wouldn't have said a word, you see, and tried to get 2. But I'm so pleased that arrived, and I've been on to my sister. I think she's going to make another one anyway, and possibly we'll use that as a prize. So thanks very much for letting us know, Mick, and I'm glad that arrived at last. Last night, I wore my mask last night. Now, remember, those masks that my sister made, they are in no way guaranteed to stop viruses or bacteria or anything like that. They are quite thick. They are quite thick, but they're not medical masks, okay? They're for decorative purposes. A little bit like me sitting here today. I am decorative purposes, aren't I? I mean, if you could purchase a little, perhaps, China version of me and have me on your mantelpiece, you probably would do. I mean, there's people like Adam the plumber and Mick, to be fair, Mick Davenport, who I hope has had pain and suffering this morning, Mandy. Yes, I hope he's had pain and suffering this morning. Mick's got a shrine to me, and each morning, Mick, I don't think his wife does it because she's too busy. Mick is the one who sits there doing nothing whatsoever while poor Mandy has to run around slaving while he shouts out, get us a cup of tea, bring us a plate of biscuits, where's my dinner? He's one of them. Yeah, one of them. And, you know, and he'll be sitting there in his armchair, right, with the remote control next to him on the armrest, and his missus will be out in the kitchen, and he'd call, Mandy, Mandy, and Mandy comes running in. Yes, could you turn the telly over for me? So she has to walk over to his chair, pick up the remote control, turn. I mean, such a lazy person, unbelievable. But he does have a shrine to me. He has got a shrine to me, and each morning, I don't know what time he does it, possibly before the show, you know, he does genuflect. I hope you know what that means. Shania will know what that means. They got no idea, Shania. Absolutely no idea what that is. They would genuflect. You don't know what that is, do you? Oh God, the heathens on here, dear. Do you know? I think, Shania. I think the music round on the quiz we do on Tuesday nights. I think we're going to have to do an entire month worth of hymns. All 10 questions hymns. So we've got to do something, dear. It's terrible how this country's going, dear. It's terrible. I mean, it's awful, dear. Awful. Churches closing around left, right, and centre, dear. Terrible. But Mick genuflects to all the stuff that he's collected with a little framed picture of me, and he says, praises my name, which is a nice thing to do. It's a nice thing to do. Anyway, so I'm glad the mask arrived. So I went down the co-op. I thought I'm brave going down the co-op, but I used my mask. And my thoughts of this, all the medical people say, oh, it won't stop viruses. Okay, I accept that. But surely something in front of your mouth and nose, covering it all up, is better than nothing. Surely that is the case. Because you are putting some sort of physical barrier there, aren't you? It must be. I mean, I'm not saying that it's going to stop everything coming through, but I thought about this and I thought, surely, if I put look, I mean, it's simple, isn't it? If I put a piece of paper in between me and the microphone, you see what a difference that makes, yeah? Has made a difference, isn't it? And similarly, I don't know, I mean, I haven't got my mask here. Let me use one of my socks. Just a moment, please. If oh, you want to smell my nephew's socks and my sister's? Their feet really stink. She's got some sort of medical condition, I'm sure, that makes her feet stink. Anyway, here we are. Here's the sock, right? Now, so pretend this is my United Kingdom Talk television mask, okay? And I'll put that over there. I haven't changed my voice at all, but you can hear what the difference is. Surely it must be just a little bit safer, perhaps. Oh, by the way, my nails are better now because I've been taking nail peels. Have you seen them? Look, here, look. Now, look. They're better now, aren't they? Do you think they're better now? They had all sorts of infections going on underneath them. Oh, it was awful. I've had this problem for some time now. We think it's due to the amount of swimming that I've been doing. So now and again, the special doctor I go and see twice a year down at the Royal Free in London, he gives me these special tablets. You can't keep having them. You can have them and then you mustn't have them for a period of time. So I get those sometimes. I've been having those. You have it. I've told you how you do them. You have 1 week and then 3 weeks off. And then 1 week and then 3 weeks off. And that goes on for 6 months. And hopefully by that time, the infections, the viruses growing under my nails will have gone. But they look a lot better. Didn't you think that? Did you want to have a look? No. Okay. Anyway, so having that thing in front of your face, I think it must do something. It must, because it's a physical barrier. So I went down to Co-op yesterday. I had my mask on. And there was my favourite Co-op boy called Jack. There he was, bending over, stacking the shelves up. It's very tempting not to just slap him on the bum as you go past. It really is. There he was, working away now. I said, all right, Jack. And he looks up. He says, oh, hello, mate. I said, I feel really stupid with this on. And he says, no. And he said, not at all. He said, people come in with worse than that. He said, that one looks really good. And I thought, well, you can have one for us. No, I didn't say that, actually, no. Anyway, so I'm going around and I'm selecting. Bless me, Linda at Slimming World, for I have sinned. I selected a fresh apple pie, £1.20. And a selection of biscuits, chocolate biscuits and ginger snaps. And then I bought some garlic bread as well. And as I'm walking around, someone grabbed me by the waist. I mean, where's this 2-metre rule coming in here, dear? Someone grabbed me by the waist. All right, Chris. And I looked behind me, and it was the bloke who fixes, one of the blokes who fixes the cars. I mean, he's married, for God's sake, with 2 or 3 children. It's outrageous. He's about, I think he's a little bit younger than me, maybe about the same age as me, about 52, 53. And he's very, very down to earth. And I always have a little bit of a chat with him. And he's always fixing someone's cars. One of those, you know, he's got like a garage. And always out the front of his garage, there is a car being repaired. I think he works for the council as well. I'm not sure now. And I looked around. I said, what are you doing? I said, what's this 2-metre rule? And he's laughing. And I said to him, I said, it's a long time since a lad grabbed me like that. At least not when I had my clothes on anyway. But it was nice. Yeah, it was a nice experience. Honestly, what are these people? They think they can just grab me left, right and centre. Anyone would think I'm easy. God's sake, man. In the Co-op in front of everyone. Not that it worried. It don't bother me. Don't bother me. So it's often other people that are bothered, not me. So I was very pleased about that, actually, being grabbed like that. So that was my visit to the Co-op. And then, of course, I bought my shopping home. This is last night now. Bought my shopping home, washed it all in soapy water, the garlic, everything that's covered in, like, sealed plastic. You must make sure that plastic's sealed. You don't make the mistake of buying a loaf of bread and then, before you wash it, check there's no holes in the bag because you don't want soggy bread. It's a little bit like going camping with the Scouts and and getting the toilet paper wet. Not pleasant. Or any of you been in the Scouts and that's happened to you? Awful. Awful. Have you ever tried to use wet toilet paper? No. Well, it's the same with wet bread. Obviously, you wouldn't use wet bread to wipe your bottom with after you've been... Unless, of course, you've got no toilet paper. If that was the case, I think bread might be a good alternative. I reckon the sewer people would be happy with you putting bread down the toilet. Surely that disintegrates, doesn't it? You're not supposed to put wet wipes down there, are you? The moistened toilet tissues. Moistened toilet tissues. Don't be putting those down there. Those water people get very upset, you know. Oh, my God. Yeah, blockages, dear. Blockages. I think that is the case. And we have had these... what do you call them? We have had these shortage of toilet paper because stupid people go out and buy 200 rolls from the supermarket. There's nothing left for anyone else. I mean, how thick can you be? There's no shortage of anything. It's just idiots who go out and fill their shopping trolleys up with certain things like toilet paper. I think bread, slices of bread, might make a good alternative if you run out of toilet paper. I really do. I'm thinking about it, and bread disintegrates, doesn't it? I don't know what the water board would have to say about that, because they're never very happy about you putting down the moistened toilet tissues. Very, very bad. You mustn't. I know it says flushable on the label. I know it does. But I saw this experiment on the television once, and on my 65-inch television thing, and this bloke, he had a jar of water, right? 2 jars of water. And in one jar, he put in some toilet paper. And in the other jar, he put in one of those so-called flushable, moistened toilet tissues. Did you know they had plastic in them, those moistened toilet tissues? They have plastic in them. And it kind of makes sense, because if you try and pull them apart, you can't. Or it's you know, it's not easy. Not easy. Okay, so then he had this first jar with the toilet paper, and he shook it violently. Ever such a violent man, dear. I mean, I was scared watching him, to be honest. I thought any moment now, a policeman's going to come down and arrest that man for violence against toilet tissue. Outrageous. So he shook this thing. Right? And very quickly, the toilet paper mysteriously disappeared. It was very, very strange and mysterious how this happened. There he was, shaking away. And the toilet paper mysteriously disappeared into nothing. I mean, I wouldn't drink the water afterwards if I were you. Especially not if it's second-hand toilet paper. This was new toilet paper that he'd put in the jar. Right? So then he picks up the other jar with the dampened, I don't know what's it called? Moist toilet tissues. Many brands available. Get the supermarket own ones. They're only 55 pence in the cheap German supermarket. 55 pence they are in there. They're £1 everywhere else here. £1! To be clean. I mean, it's not a lot of money to pay, but if you don't need to pay £1, you pay 55 pence in the other places. And he shook this thing. And he shook it, and he shook it, and he shook it. What? He shook it, and he shook it, and he shook it, and still that stubborn piece of moistened toilet tissue remained in the jar. Now, look at that on a larger scale, boys and girls, and you can see the problems. You can see the problems of all those little old pipes that come out of your house, going into another bigger pipe, and those pipes going into even bigger pipes, and ending up at the sewage works. Right? Well, all these little bits of moistened toilet tissues and the other stuff that people put down their toilets, and God knows why people put certain things down toilets, but they do. Cotton buds, everything, don't they? They all get stuck together, and then you wonder what. And one day, I'm telling you now, it'll happen. It'll happen. One day, you'll have finished going to the toilet. You'll stand up. You'll flush your chain. And everything that has just come out of you will come back at you up the toilet. Not only yours, but everyone else's in your street as well. Don't do it. Do not put moistened toilet tissues down the water unless you want a sewage flood in your house. How awful is that, love? Oh, my God. It's bad enough your other people's coming back at you, but your own as well? How awful. Don't do it. But I think slices of bread may be an alternative. I think if we see, I haven't done the experiment. We need to do this. We need to do the experiment. We'll get a loaf, a slice of bread. I would recommend the thick ones, because the thin ones your fingers might go through, and it's not a very pleasant thing. Yes, I think a thick piece of bread or something like that might be an alternative to toilet paper. So there we are. There's my suggestions for alternative for toilet paper. Thank you. But apart from that, so you got the bread back. Make sure there's no holes in the bag, because you don't want soggy toilet paper. Give it a good wash, and then with all soapy water, rinse it under the tap, and then put it somewhere to dry. And that's it. And I washed all my stuff. I washed my garlic bread. That's sealed in like a plastic bag, sealed at both ends. I washed my biscuits. You think I'm mad, don't you? You can't be too careful. But even after doing all that, I wore gloves in there, the mask, I washed my shopping. You still might miss something, but you can only do so much. I think I was talking to my nephew last night, actually, on the phone, and his wife Stacey, and I was saying, you can do so much. I think myself and Gary as well, and Stacey, we do more than most. We just are very, very conscious of this nastiness going around. But you can only do so much, as I say. So that was my trip down to the co-op. And then a little bit later on in the evening, because we had the satellites predicted to fly over from west to east or east to west, whatever it was, at about 9:30 last night. And after consulting with my delightful neighbours, Karen and Dave, who had been up there a couple of nights before. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to go up there. So off I went. I had 2 torches with me, the torch on my mobile phone and a little torch that I keep in the electric box in case all the lights go out. And I went up there. I went up the forest. I got there about 9:10. It wasn't pitch black at that time. It's getting very light now, isn't it? And it's surprising how quickly that comes on again. You remember, of course, just a few months ago at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it was pitch black outside, wasn't it? Not now. 9 o'clock, it was still, you could still not need the torch on, to be honest. And I walked around, and as I walked, it got darker and darker and darker, and the stars came out. And I came round, and I'm walking up there. I could hear voices. I thought, oh my God, it's an axe murderer. But it was jolly voices, jolly voices. So as I got closer to them, because I couldn't see them, it was quite dark by now. I had my torch on, which I kept on the floor. You don't want to shine it into people's eyes or anything. And I said, hello, and someone shouted out, hello back. So have you come to see the satellites? And they said yes. I got closer to them, and then I stopped, keeping my distance, and this dog was going mad. And I said, don't worry about the dog. Well, we've all heard that one before, haven't we? But it didn't sound like a nasty dog. It sounded like a dog who didn't really know what was going on, if you see what I mean. So he's like, and he said he probably wants to come over and meet you. I said, well, that's all right, as long as it's not one of those blooming Alsatians that seem to travel halfway across fields as soon as they see me. Oh, they terrify me, those blooming German Shepherd dogs. Evil things, evil. So I got my position, and the bloke was standing a little bit further away from me and talking. We were having a conversation, and there was a very, very bright star in the sky last night. Don't know if you noticed it. And I said, "Is that Venus?" And which one is it? That one over there. It's the brightest thing by far in the sky. No, it's Jupiter. Jupiter. I didn't think that a star, Jupiter, ever looked that bright. I thought it was just Venus that looked that bright, but no, it wasn't. Venus, and he knew this because apparently his son did something at university with stars and all that business. It massive, this white star. So that was it. So we're all there. The satellite said 9:32, give or take 10 minutes. So we're sitting there kind of waiting. We could see a lot of the sky, I have to say, and it was getting darker. And I also had with me, I haven't got them with me at the moment, my binoculars. For the first time, my brand new £35 binoculars, recommended to buy by Artie, who's often with us sometimes. All right, so I got those out. And my God, what a difference a pair of binoculars make, right? Because if you see up in the sky, you think you can see one star with your eyes, yeah? So you get your binoculars, look at that star through the binoculars, and all these other ones appear. And you take them down, you can't see them again. So they make an enormous difference, the binoculars. They are fantastic. What a good buy that was. 35 quid, that's all they were. One star, or even you go sort of, I can't see any stars over there. Put your binoculars on and you can see all these stars. Amazing. Totally and utterly amazing with these binoculars. The one thing I will say is that these are an Artie, when he told me to buy them, he said only buy the 50 times ones. Don't get anything above 50 because you have trouble holding them still. I wasn't quite sure what he meant by that, but I went along with what he said because he's the expert. He does astronomy. That's the one with stars, isn't it? Not the stupid Aquarius and all that old crap. Yeah, astronomy. He does astronomy. So I took his advice and I got the 50. But actually, even with those, you're looking at this star and you've magnified it 50 times and still I find it difficult to keep them straight. I think possibly you want some sort of stand. Possibly they do like a binocular stand or something. Like what you use with a tripod on a camera and that sort of thing. You put them on there and then kind of move them into the position and then take your hands off them. I also discovered that having those little eye bits pushed into your eyes is not the best way to do it either. You literally rest them kind of on your eyebrows. You rest these lens things on your eyebrows, and then you can see up. And it's amazing what extra things you can see by having a pair of binoculars looking up at those stars. It really is. It wasn't that... There's a lot of light pollution around here, which we could see all around us. And 9:30 came and went, and 9:35, 9:40, and we're looking at all these stars, waiting for a line of stars to come across. But no, and they went at about 20 to 10. They gave it 10 minutes and then gave up and went, which left me up there on my own. And I stayed up there till about 10 past 10, by which time nothing was going to happen. I kept looking all over the sky, waiting for this line of satellites to appear, but I didn't see them, unfortunately, so a little bit disappointed there. I have today, just before we came on stream, I just got a text from my neighbour, who's got a wonderful camera. He's retired, and one of his hobbies is photography. He's got a lovely camera, and he can take pictures of the stars. Something you don't seem to be able to do that with an iPhone. You try and get a picture of the moon or something, it's just this like white dot on the screen. But he says a friend has suggested it would be a good evening to view the satellites. Is that today or yesterday? I'm not sure if he means today or yesterday, actually. But certainly last night, I was up there on time, and I could see a large part of the sky, but sadly no satellites. So disappointed, really. My sister saw them the other night. My sister and brother-in-law and the younger nephew, Jimmy, they all saw the satellites the other night. Maybe it's just not dark enough here. According to the stories in the newspapers and all that, it looks like they are fairly bright things to see. They're not quite dim. You know, like you normally see a satellite, and they're quite dim because they're quite high up. Well, these ones, from Elon Musk, Starlink they're called. There's a long line of them. These are actually quite low at the moment, and they're going to go a bit higher. And it's the fact that they're quite low that they're very bright. But we saw nothing. Very disappointing, really. So that was that. I have to be honest. I was a bit wary of going over in the forest at that time of night. I thought all sorts of things could happen to you over there, couldn't they? But once I was up there, I was quite comfortable. And I told you this yesterday, didn't I? You know, I feel at my calmest and happiest when I'm over the forest, just walking through all the trees and all that. It's lovely, and it's so peaceful, and no one bothers you. There's no one over there. And last night I was, I don't know about this. They went, and I felt completely and totally at peace with the world. I really did. Same as I do when I go over there during the daytime. Yesterday I went over there, as I say, in the afternoon, as I often do now. And funny enough, I bumped into my neighbours, Dave and Karen, who were walking along. My long vision isn't so good. I could see these people, and I thought, are they shouting? I could hear some shouting. Are they shouting at me or not? Anyway, so this bloke's standing there with a blooming camera with a long lens. I think he's taking a photograph of me. Anyway, so I went off the other way, and then as I got closer, I realised it was them, and they'd taken pictures of me, which is sent to me. I haven't put them on the system, incidentally. And we had a little bit of a conversation, keeping our distance, of course. And then I went down a little bit further, and then I came off the main path. I tend to come off the main path. Going into the forest, you see these little mud paths that, I don't know if it's people or animals have made these little paths. Sometimes bikes have made them because you can see the bike tracks in there and all that. So I went into the forest, and there was a very steep hill going, a very narrow, muddy path, and a very steep hill coming down like that and going back up the other way. So I started going down, and I very quickly noticed there were rhododendrons not in flower on either side, and these rhododendrons went all the way down the path, and I thought these will look fantastic when they're in flower. So I must remember, because we've got a load of rhododendrons, a lot like a weed round here, to be honest, mainly purple ones all around this area, and when they're in flower, I will go over there, particularly to walk down that path, and we'll get some wonderful pictures, I would expect, down there. I might even do a show from over there, or at least a little opening bit, when I do my opening chat. before we'd go to the messages and all that. So that's good. So as I say, absolutely fantastic, the binoculars. I'm so pleased I took RT's advice and bought those and saw those. All right, came back here, but no satellites. That's how it is, isn't it? Came back here, watched Butler's Empire video, which is one of my brother-in-law's channels. Butler's Empire video on the YouTube there. My nephew's on the roof. They've been cleaning all the moss and all that off the roof at the moment on their house up in Lincolnshire. So there's my younger nephew up on the roof. It did worry me that he'd fall off, but I suppose he feels quite... So I wouldn't go on the roof. Sod that. I'm too heavy anyway. I'll probably fall straight through the tiles. What an embarrassment. Imagine being up on someone's roof and falling into their bath while they're in it or something like that. How awful. So he was doing that. Then I watched a bit. He was fixing a car and he started talking about ball joints, and I have no clue what he's talking about, but he knows what he's doing. I just think it's amazing how someone can completely take a car apart and lay it all out on the table, do stuff to it, clean bits and put new bits in, and then put it all back together again. I mean, how clever must you be to be able to do that? I know some of the other blokes on here can do that sort of thing. Mix mowers with his mowing machines and this, that and the other. Very, very clever. I wish I could do stuff like that. Your brain, I think, has to be tuned in to do that sort of thing. I got a mention as well on the show. My sticker went up on his wall of stickers. Which I have to say, my sticker was the most colourful on there. Funny that, isn't it, really? Very, very colourful sticker on there. And I was wondering that I sent him a message actually to find out what camera he used. I think it might be his Huawei phone. I'm not sure if it was or not. I'm not sure if it was his Huawei phone, but I must find out what camera he was using on that. Then my sister cut his hair. My sister did I think it was his first home haircut, and my sister did it, and she did a good job, it has to be said. She did a good job of that hair. They were having a hair cutting lesson while she was cutting the hair live from Cyprus from my niece by video call. She was doing a video call and instructing my sister on what to do from Cyprus, and then she did it and it turned out all right. Not only that, but I have to give credit where credit is due, because then my sister turned over to pick something up off the floor and she bent over and you could see her bum. Or, should I say, you couldn't see her bum. She's lost an enormous amount of weight, my sister. The bum has almost disappeared completely. Congratulations. It's not a normal thing to be nice to my sister on here, as you well know. But credit where credit is due. She's lost an enormous amount of weight, and my God, does it show. Her bum's gone. Well done, sister. That's all I can say. Well done, sister. I wonder, with all these people doing their own hairdressing, and like me as well, I don't like doing it, to be honest. I find it a pain. I was looking, while I was brushing my teeth before I came on stream today, I noticed, I always know when it's time to cut my hair, because grey bits start appearing here, you see. Actually, probably it doesn't look too bad to you at the moment, does it? No, it doesn't look too bad. Might be able to go for another few days. Then I'll have to get the shaver out. But I do not find it an easy thing at all. The front of it's easy enough, but then the back, and you can't see the back, and then you miss bits. Oh, Christ. It's so much easier if you've got two people to do it, haven't you? Really. But I do wonder if many people will sort of lose their hairdressing jobs. People have all bought clippers and things now, and some people will be quite happy to do it themselves. I expect some people to take pleasure in doing it, and great pleasure at the fact that they've done that, and they've now got a really good haircut. Why would you now go to a hairdresser's? I think that might be the case with other things as well, like certain DIY jobs. You know, when you've called out someone to, I don't know, fix a hole in your roof or something, and some of the clever lads, and the girls as well, of course, some of the clever people on here will be able to watch that DVD or YouTube video of someone fixing a hole in the roof and go up and do it. And then suddenly realise, oh, hello, I can do DIY. What else can I do? And I do wonder if, along with hairdressers and other various things, if people would sort of lose their jobs. I don't know. Well, we have to be able to see about that, won't we? So that's it, and there we are. Okay, let's do a couple of your messages before we carry on. Did I see a text coming in there? Just a moment. Oh, I think I just saw a text coming in there. Is that from our raffle person? I think it might be our raffle person. Yes, it is. One moment, please. Come on. This is our long list phone tag. It's an old phone, iPhone 5 this is. Oh, it's one man and his Sprinter van. Yes, indeed. I won the raffle on Monday. I never win anything. Well, you certainly did on Monday, my friend. Well done. If you just pop over your address there, and one of these will be winging its way to you this afternoon. Okay? It will be that quick. Is there a post box outside Legoland? I could post it there, couldn't I, really? I could post it there, I suppose. So there we are. If you just text me your full address, postcode as well, and I'll get one of those in the post to you later. Is it Carl? I think it's Carl, isn't it? All right. Happy to do that for you. Right, let's have a look at some of your messages coming in. I'll start at the bottom. John Aiken is good at DIY and decorating. My rates are very reasonable. Yeah, well, I need a kitchen. I need the kitchen painting. But you see, someone like you, John, you know, you'd try and take advantage of me while you were doing your kitchen probably. You'd turn up in a very small pair of shorts and try and get off with me. You know, I have to be very, very careful, the sort of person. You know, there's a lot of people out there want to get off with an international celebrity like myself. Good morning, Maureen. Sorry, not you, Maureen. That sounded... I should have left a gap there or a comma or something like that. But yes, John Aitken's very good at DIY. I don't know if I could trust you, John. It's all very well saying you love your other half and that. But, you know, you'd get here and it's just, you know, my star quality would be very attractive to you. I'm sure it would be, John. I really wish I was good at and wanted to do DIY. See, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. I wish I wanted to do these things. You know, the kitchen does need to be done. The toilet has got like a mark on the wall, not a poo mark. Don't worry. And not a bogey mark. Have you ever been in a public toilet and you sit there in the toilet and there's these bogies on the wall? I mean, who does that? Why do people do that? They're sitting there, picking their noses and wiping it on the toilet wall. Why? Please, will someone explain to me why someone would do that? Disgusting, dirty scum. We got 2 scum stories today. 2 more vile, disgusting people who need to be tasered. Oh, hang on, I've got a taser noise now. I nearly forgot that. Where's my taser noise? They need to be tasered. Oh, yeah, I love that noise. They need to be tasered, these people. People who pick their nose and wipe it on their walls in toilets. Taser them. I need a super chat now. Now that I played the jingle, we can't carry on until I get a super chat. I've accidentally played the jingle. They need to be tasered. Taser them. Taser them. Mandy, you can dye it... Oh, I beg your pardon, you're talking to each other there. Jason Hughes has got to have his hair cut all the way down his back now. Nothing on my head, though. Oh, I know what you mean. Thank you very much for chatting to each other. That's all right. Claire is congratulating my sister this morning for the Weight Watch there. Mike Reese-Ponto. Good morning, Mike. I have your photo here as well. Oh, I've got some photos to show you, boys and girls. Now, let me see how many. Have we got 49? Okay, we will need 24 likes today. Let me write that down so I don't forget. We need 24 likes. I have 4 pictures I've sent in by delightful viewers such as Mike Reese-Ponto, boys and girls. I have 4 photos to show you today, but we will need a minimum of 24 likes to be able to show you the photos, not only from Mike Reese-Ponto, but George as well. George and his blueberry crumble. There's Mick's cupcakes, and there's John Parish's caravan. Lots of photos waiting to be shown to you today, but we need 24 likes to be able to show those to you. Okay? Alrighty. Lots of people wishing my sister congratulations. I don't think, what is it, Thursday today? Should be, does she clean on Thursday? I can't remember now. Oh, no, she won't be doing that at the moment. Or she may or may not be with us at the moment. I'm not sure if it's there. Rachel wishing my sister congratulations for the weight loss. That's really good, isn't it? I mean, seriously, she turned around because I take the mick out of my sister. You know that. You know that. I do. But credit where credit is due. Her arse has practically disappeared. Really. And isn't it funny, you get all those people, mainly in the States, who want bigger and bigger bums. What's all that about? There's nothing nice about a big arse. There really isn't. I'm sorry. That's how it is. Mine is big. It's not nice. I mean, now and again I might stand in front of a mirror and turn around and try and get a photograph of myself, and I'm not impressed. I thought I'd taken a picture of oranges when I saw the state of my skin behind there. Not pleasant at all. Oh, by the way, Rachel, I found your TikTok thing. Thank you, Carl. I've got your address there. That's come through all right. Yes, I've now subscribed to your TikTok, Rachel. Talking to TikTok on the BBC News today, someone else is doing TikTok. One of my favourite actresses, Dame Judi Dench. We bow down in her holy name. Oh, my peels, dear. We bow down in the holy name of Dame... Where's the time then? Oh, my God, have we done 40 minutes already? Where's that go, eh? Hang on. She apparently is now doing TikTok videos. Her grandson, I think it was showing her how to do one of those silly dances. Now, I don't really do the dance ones, you know, where they have some sort of routine. Ba 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 ba. You know what I mean by this, Rachel? Don't they go da 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 da, and then how do they do that hip movement? Now I've tried that so hard. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Let's try 2. Yes, you can. Don't take any notice of the trick. Why would I dress up down here? You don't see it. If I'd have known I was going to do this, I would have done this. But there we are. Here we go. Look. So they go da da da, and then they do this thing with their hips. I can't do it. I can't do it. How do they? So there's some that can't do it, but try, and they kind of go like that. But the others, some of them go da 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 da. Or is that it? Is that it? How do they do that? Is that like a young person's thing? Older people just can't do the hips. I want to see you try and do that, Rachel. Or maybe you've done that one already, have you? I don't know. Good morning, Michael Pullman. Hello to you. Mick Davenport's going to get a set of binoculars to keep an eye on Jason. Very sensible. Watch that one. Very, very dodgy character. Lock your windows at night, Mick. Oh, there's RT there. Hello to RT. RT says, as usual, the press got it wrong. They quoted 9:34. Oh, it should have been 8:34. Oh, really? Well. So the press got it wrong. RT, do you know what time it is tonight, please? So we were an hour late. Mind you, 8:34 would have been too light. Wouldn't have seen them. An hour was up there. I'm not saying I wasn't. I was happy to be up there for an hour, to be honest, even though I didn't see the satellites. Your advice to buy those binoculars, thank you very much for those. I'm so pleased with those. I can't believe the difference it makes looking for a set of binoculars up at the sky. How much more you can see. You take binoculars away and you can't see them anymore. All those extra stars and things like that. Haven't seen a nebula yet, though. Haven't seen one of those yet. Do you know what time it is tonight, please? 50 is the size of the front lens. RT would know all about that. Very good morning to LaBelle. She's been doing some more TikTok videos. Good morning, LaBelle. Hello to Mark Cording. Hello to you, sir. New set of satellites is going over again tonight. What time is tonight? Because we got phone-in show tonight, haven't we? The phone-in show tonight, that'll be about 7 o'clock. So what time is tonight? 7 times is the ideal. The higher the magnification, the more difficult. Yeah, these are 7 times 50. So that's what I bought. You've seen the box. I've got the box here, look. And they come with a little carry case and you can put it direct around your neck. Absolutely fantastic they are. So pleased with those. Where are we? Gavin Bass. Good morning to Gavin Bass today. Who Who else is there? Let's do a few names. Mark Bowles. Good morning, Mark. Mark Bowles has received his white hat. Now, Mark sent me a picture of him in his white hat. And I'll be honest, Mark, you've got to do it properly, my darling. You got the white hat on, no top, grey trackies, and white trainers, please. Can we have a picture of that, please? And I'll be glad to show that to the millions of people that are tuning into this show. More and more millions every week. And what are we up to now tonight? 39 million at the moment. 39 million. And we only need 3 more likes to show you the pictures this morning, gang. Okay? 3 more likes. Oh, John's had prawns. No, dear. I can't bear prawns. Oh, they're disgusting things. People sit there with a bowl of prawns, pulling the legs off and all that. Oh, it's awful. I can't bear things like that, dear. No. Good morning to Mark Baldwin. Hello to you. He's a bit late this morning. Adam the plumber's there. Over the years, as a drainage engineer walking for the water board, I've taken bags and bags of toilet wipes out of the sewers. Yeah, you mustn't put them in there. Really. Good morning to Carol and Dave. Hello to you. Welcome along. Barmy relatives doing Martin's hair. Priceless humour. Thank you very much. What about rice paper? Maybe you could use that, says Rachel. I don't know about that one. Hello, Mari. Daniel Woodhouse in the house. Good morning, Daniel. Morning to Daniel. We said hello to everyone. Claire wore her United Kingdom Talk face mask this morning to do the shopping. They are uncomfortable to wear for a long time. Couldn't wait to get it off. Really? No, I know why that is. That's because you cut the blooming elastic. You've probably made it so small it's like that. Mind you, it might make you look younger, Claire. Oh, no, not that. No, sorry, I've said that wrong there. Not that you look old. But if the elastic's tight, does it like pull your face back like that? You know? It could be like, I mean, look at it this way. We've now given you a very cheap facelift just for the sake of, what was it, £5 or something like that, £6, something like that. Morning to Adrian. He's in Waitrose in High Wycombe this morning. So is it tonight, 9 o'clock? RT will know what time it is. Good morning to Terry Turner. You can just imagine Sir Trevor McDonald getting up from the news desk and trying to do the hip thing. I'm not very good at that. Oh, Shania did one privately. I'm not sharing it. Come on, Shania. Stick it up there, my love. There's George Bond. Good morning, George. I've got your photo standing by. We're just waiting for enough likes. We only need 1 more, and then I can show you the photographs, gang. Okay, there you are. Mick, Martin and Sharon are looking so much healthier. Martin decided to try out being a vegetarian in January, and he's still doing it. He was only going to do it for 4 weeks. He's still on the vegetarian thing. Although I was talking to my sister last night. She doesn't like the texture of the vegetarian sausages. But you have to try several different brands. You do have to try several different brands, okay? Now, thank you. RT's just texting in here. Tonight, 3:05 a.m. That's late, isn't it? I'm not up at that time anymore, and they'll only be visible for 2 minutes, travelling southeast to east. So I won't be up at that time, unfortunately. Maureen says Maureen saw the Butler's Empire video. Sharon done an excellent job cutting Martin's hair, says Maureen. There you go. So you've all seen the hair cutting going on there. It really is very good. She's done a good job there, as to be said. 3:06 a.m. Yeah, no. If I'm up at 3:06 a.m., you certainly won't get a show on Friday morning. Actually, after I've done a late night show or a nighttime show, I am quite tired after that. What happens after I've done the nighttime show is that I'll then go and have dinner. Then I watch a bit of telly and I go to bed at about 1 o'clock. 3 o'clock is pushing it. I mean, I used to DJ, of course. I'd still be DJing at 3 o'clock in the morning when I was working down in Brighton. Gosh, yeah, but I just don't think I can do it anymore. It's too much. Too much, that is. Mike Responto is recommending Richmond vegetable sausages as well. Oh, Rachel's had her first TikTok taken off due to community standards. Was the Joker singing the Joker while holding a gun? Oh, is that it? Oh, Christ. Dear me. Yeah, there's some of the younger people on there as well were complaining their TikToks get taken down and they don't know why. This is the trouble with a big bugbear with technology companies, is that there's simply no one to talk to. All they say is, oh, it goes against our community standards. And you don't know what that means. Oh, read our community standards. And you read them, And you're still none the wiser. There's never anyone to talk to. What you want is to pick up a phone and say, hello, I did a video. Can you tell me what it was you took it down? Oh, it's against our community standards. Yeah, well, what part of it didn't you like? That's what we want to know. But you don't get that. You don't get that, do you? You don't get that. You really don't. I say, dear, I have to remove that one, Mick, dear. We had to remove that one, Mick. A little bit over the line there, Mick. All right, my loves. Right, okay, we got 24 likes. 24 likes. Here come the delightful pictures you've all been sending in to the show, boys and girls. Are you ready, gang? Here we go. First of all, we were talking about doorbells the other day. What sort of doorbell have you got? Ding dong or ding or something like that. And I mentioned the old-fashioned doorbells. You might have seen them on things like Upstairs, Downstairs or Downton Abbey. You would have seen them more recently on Downton Abbey. Mick has one such doorbells. Mike. Mike Rees-Ponto has one such doorbell. Check that out. Yes. Isn't that fantastic? Old-fashioned doorbell there. We love it. Nice one. So presumably that's electric rather than attached by a string. I can see a wire going there rather than a piece of string. So very nice that, Mick. Mike Rees-Ponto, sorry. RT says that I'm going to give the satellites a miss as well. Yeah, well, I won't be watching that. I won't be up at 3 o'clock in the morning to just go and see those, which is a shame, really. I would like to have seen those going across, but one of those things. Claire writes in, she cheap facelift, love the new Taser reflex. Please play it to eradicate Jeremy Corbyn and his miserable journalists. I'm very happy to do that for you, Claire. He's dead. Thank you, Claire. Good morning to Gary's British chat show this morning. Hope your show went well today, sir. Right, some more pictures then. George has sent a picture in of his most recent creation, a blueberry crumble. There it is there. Looking rather delicious, just come out of the oven. And you can tell it's homemade because it's not in like one of those little metal plasticky type things that you get, you know, when it's all made up in the supermarket. And, you know, I don't care what anyone says, they're never as nice. They're always better homemade. My niece is a good cook. My nephew can cook as well. My nephew Jimmy, George, Gary. I don't know about Jimmy. I don't think he cooks. He's a bit of a takeout person at the moment, I think. But my niece cooks well. My sister cooks well. We can all cook. Yeah. Okay, Mick has sent us in his latest creation, his latest cupcakes. There they are. And they look lovely. They've got that, I think that's that mint aero. It looks like mint aero he's got on the top of a couple of those. I must admit, Mick, I'm not a massive fan of cupcakes. Don't know why that is. They're just not for me, really. I like angel cake. I like Bakewell tart. You know the one that you can get in Sainsbury's with the icing on top? And little squiggly brown lines going across it. So very nice looking those, Mick. Okay. And I do like apple pie, as you know. My favourite apple pie is the one from the Co-op. It's just absolutely. I bought one yesterday, actually. Lovely apple pie from the Co-op, which, of course, I sprayed with bleach first. Not the actual pie, the box. I'm terrible, aren't I? So there's Mick's cupcakes. And finally, John Parrish is not with us this morning, by the looks of things. But he sent me in a picture of his caravan. There it is. Which actually, I was surprised. I think that's older than my one. I think the green ones are the oldest ones. But that's not to say it won't be very comfortable. It certainly will be. I absolutely love the wooden veranda. I mean, that just looks fantastic, doesn't it? My caravan, it's not much newer than that one, but my caravan also has a wooden veranda, that being it's quite old. The trouble with the plastic verandas, although they of course will all last a lifetime, they make a noise, a dreadful noise whenever they're moved. And certainly you walk across them. I know this for a fact because when I go on the Haven holidays with my nephew and his family, they've all got plastic verandas, those holiday caravans, and they're so noisy when you walk around them. Squeaking away. The wooden ones are dead quiet. But that's a lovely caravan, isn't it? Don't you think? Look at that. There's something very special about being in a caravan. I can't explain what it is. So there's all your photos that you've been sending in. So thanks very much for those. And thank you for your likes to see them as well. If you ever want to send anything in, there's the email address. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Send it in there and we'll show your picture on the next show while I'm sorting out the show. Okay? No, it's not Gary's new pad. No, Gary would like one of those. I'm sure Gary would like his new like a caravan somewhere. Shania's saying they look lovely. Talking away. David Fryer, what's tonight at 8 o'clock, David? What's tonight at 8 o'clock? Is there something on tonight at 8 o'clock? I'm doing a chat show at 7, as you well know. Tune-in show today. Gary, has Martin gone vegan? No, vegetarian. There's a difference. Vegans eat nothing whatsoever to do with animals. That would include honey or anything like that. Vegetarians would eat honey, but not dead animals, if you see what I mean. So that's the difference between the basic difference there. All right. Okie doke. Do you watch Gogglebox? No, I certainly don't. More crap television. People sitting there being filmed watching television. No, I don't actually. No. Can't be bothered to watch anything like that. All right. Now, what else have we got here? McDonald's. Who's missing McDonald's? There's a difference at McDonald's. It's a difference you'll enjoy. Da 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 da. Do you remember that? Was that from the 70s? That one, or the 80s? That particular jingle? Something like that. Well, in the Daily Mirror today, McDonald's fans queue for 3 hours. I mean, you've got to be desperate, haven't you? 3 hours as a drive-through opens after weeks of lockdown. It says drivers desperate for their burger fix waited in queues for up to 3 hours as a handful of the restaurant's chain's drive-throughs opened in France. Bonsoir, mon ami. Comment ça va? Yeah. However, out of 1,490 McDonald's restaurants in France, just 30 of them reopened as their drive-through service. In the L'Île-de-France region in north-central France, the drive-through and home delivery services had partly resumed with traffic jams seen in Moisy, Cramayel, Les Saint-Moisy and Saint-Gratien in Val d'Oise, all southeast of Paris. Many others on the road said the queues for the fast food chain were so big they had to take other routes to get home. I mean, how pathetic is that? How pathetic. And I've seen this before the coronavirus thing. I've seen this before. There's a McDonald's, a drive-through McDonald's just down the road here. And I think it's almost sad in a way that on a Sunday, the queue would be coming out of the McDonald's all round the feed-in road or whatever it's called, right round the corner and onto the main road. They are queuing to get in there to get a burger and chips. These people are off their heads. I can't believe you would queue for any more than sort of 10 minutes to get a burger and chips. God's sake, man. There must be some sort of drugs put in this food, mustn't there? For you to be that desperate, you'd queue up for 3 hours to get a burger and a McDonald's and chips. There must be something in that food, I don't know, that says, oh, you've got to get this, like a heroin substitute or something like that. This bloke, 24, said, I had to take another route to get home because there were so many people. People have posted messages and videos on Snapchat. Says Josh, who went to the fast food giant for a box of nuggets. I was thinking of stopping there after returning from the races, but there were already so many cars it wasn't possible. Another local said friends waited up to 3 hours to get their McDonald's. Those who had got their hands on the classic burger and fries tweeted pictures of their first post-lockdown meal. Oh, for God's sake. One customer uploaded a photo of the meal saying, first McDonald's after confinement. Some customers seemed too eager to make up for lost time, with a McDonald's branch having to restrict the amount of food per order. Dear me. In the UK, McDonald's shut its doors on March the 23rd, and we're all still closed over here. So, and you must be absolutely desperate to have to do that, mustn't you? Eh? Dear me. Mark's waiting for Subway to open. I quite like Subway as well, yeah. I like that as well. Daniel, have you noticed on Gogglebox all of the programmes I make people watch? No, I don't. I don't watch the blooming... I watched it for about a minute once and then turned off. One of the most boring things ever, honestly. Awful. On the same subject of fast food, KFC. This is in the Daily Mirror this morning. I like this. I like it when supermarkets and fast food places have a go at each other. Have a go. Come on. Have a go. Have a go. KFC's brutal reply. This story here. KFC has savagely put down budget food chain Iceland after they advertised as an in-store alternative to the fried chicken giant. While many British people have been trying their hands at recreating their favourite takeaways at home, Iceland has come up with an affordable alternative for when you can't be bothered to make it yourself, reports Birmingham Live. Their lockdown bundle includes chicken tenders, chicken popsters, chicken thighs, fries, corn on the cob, gravy and a soft drink as an alternative to KFC. They took to Instagram to promote their new offer on their story, saying, "Missing KFC? We've got the answer." And there's a picture of... Sorry, my eyes are hurting this morning. It's very bright in here with these lights. Crispy skin on French fries. They've got chicken strips, popsters. I don't know what they are. I think that's chicken... You know those chicken popcorn that KFC... They've got thighs, bottle of Pepsi Cola, some gravy and some corn on the cobs. Perhaps it's... might be one of those like bulk buying type things or something like that. It says, great value alternatives to your takeaway favourites in store and iceland.co.uk. But KFC spotted the promotion online and were quick to give a sassy surprise. On Twitter, they uploaded a screenshot of the story and wrote, "That is why my mum goes to Tesco's." The brutal response received so many likes and retweets. Tesco then replied to the shout-out, backing KFC with a supportive handshake emoji in the comments below. The promotion came after KFC was forced to close its stores, of course. But now KFC has reopened a select few up and down the country for delivery only, including in Birmingham, Portsmouth and Staffordshire. So if you're in those areas, you might still be able to get them. But they didn't like it, did they? They didn't like it. Oh, well. Oh, well. Do you like KFC or not? I don't know if you like KFC. Good morning, Ray Reynolds. Hello to you. Jason Hughes, can't wait for Greggs to open. Yeah, actually, Jason, that's my one as well. I quite like Greggs. I like the vegan sausage rolls. Daniel, sorry, you're talking to someone else. Yes, Mark, you're quite right about the fact that there's no pollution. It must be wonderful in London at the moment. Surely. None of those blooming buses. The buses are all empty, aren't they? And the trains. I saw this story. I think we did the story the other day about TfL running out of money, basically. You know, there's no fares. Tube journeys are down something like 95%. And various people that I know have been uploading pictures of them, generally nurses and people like that who are going to work on the tube, and they're the only one on the train. And that's at 6 o'clock at night. You know how busy those trains are at 6 o'clock at night. I mean, that's just a hotbed of way to spread nasty bits and pieces, isn't it, really? Shania is making prayer cards for the housebound in the parish. Yeah, Shania's keeping busy. Very, very busy. John says, have you got hay fever? I don't know. Well, I don't know, really. I've got this blooming minor... It's not so much a cough even. It's just like a bit bit comes up in the throat like that all the time. And I'm completely understand. It's very not pleasant to hear. So whenever I do it, I've got a button here. Trouble is, sometimes I forget to push the button again and then we go into silent mode. Now, here we go. Scummy people, boys and girls. Here's our regular look at this week's scummy people in the newspapers. Starting off with The Sun. This girl, she's only 14 years old. 14 years old. A teenager. Disgusting. A teenager has been arrested after spitting in the mouth of a police officer amid growing fears after safety of frontline workers. This 14-year-old girl was held on suspicion of stealing and causing antisocial behaviour when she is said to have spat and kicked at officers in Truro in Cornwall. Dirty, disgusting scum. We've all seen these people. We've all seen these people. Devon and Cornwall police were called to this particular place, Boscawen Street, after reports of thefts from stores in the city centre. The teen was detained, but is said to have kicked an officer before spitting at another. You know, and these people go to court and nothing happens because they're children. Or you've seen generally the parents. That being said, they're not all like that. There was the story last week, you may remember, of this disgusting little boy shouting and screaming at the people out, the staff at Asda's. You remember that? Remember that? Saying he was going to cut them. I'm going to come back and cut you. Well, the dad heard about it and marched his little boy down to and had him begging for forgiveness to those staff. Congratulations to the father. Unfortunately, not all parents are like this these days. You've seen them. There's some down this road here. You know, you can't say anything to the kids if they're mucking about because the parents come and knock on your door. Not here. I don't have anything to do with that. But as someone said to them, they had to go. They told the kid to stop doing it. The mother come down and said, "What are you saying to my kids?" Dreadful, ghastly, scummy people. Tasers need to be involved. I'm sorry, tasers. That's what we need on these parents. Is there a special... Can you get children tasers? Can you get children tasers which are possibly slightly less voltage? They wouldn't get up very quickly after being tasered, would they? That's what they should have children tasers for these sort of people. Ow, man, she's a 14-year-old girl. She should blooming well know better. My great-nephews and nieces wouldn't spit in someone's mouths. Disgusting. They need to be tased. Child tasers, that's what they need. The teen was detained and she kicked off. Pictures show officers gathered around a police van and two police cars opposite the Entertainer toy shop. Oh, she's nicking toys. Nicking. In a statement, the force said a 14-year-old girl from Truro had been arrested on suspicion of assaulting two police officers. Dreadful. Officers were spat and kicked at. Scum. Scum. A man approached her and branded her. Oh, here we are. And of course, we've heard about the NHS staff being abused. What's all that about? A man approached a nurse and branded her a virus spreader before attempting to spit on her as she walked to the shops. A nurse. I don't understand what is wrong with people. I really don't. There's not enough prisons to hold all these people. I'd put them all in a prison and nuclear bomb the place to get rid of them all. Just awful, dreadful people. Another bloke here, Thomas Wilson, 19, jailed after he admitted threatening to spit and cough on police during an altercation in Coventry. A bloke, his name was Thomas Wilson, 19. Another one, Luke Beresford. This is all in the Sun, so I can read it to you. Elsewhere, Luke Beresford, 24, sentenced to 70 weeks in prison after he coughed and spat at a policeman on Easter Sunday in Cheltenham Town Centre. Bevan Burke was also jailed after he spat at a shopkeeper who had banned him for shoplifting. 22-year-old went into the post office in Birmingham, shouted, "I have corona, you're going to die," and began coughing and blowing towards the police, saying, "I've got confirmed coronavirus, and now you've got it." What is wrong with these people? And you see, there just seems to be so many cases of these scummy people, really. And of course, 14-year-old girl, you can't slap her around the face, can't you? Oh, no, don't slap them. Can't. You'd be the one put in prison, you know that. Disgusting people. It's not the only disgusting person today. There's another one here in the sun. So it's this girl. And there she is, middle of the day, top down here, just covering the bits on the end of her breasts. Literally, everything's showing here. She's got the tight black leggings on. She's got the midriff, overweight midriff, hanging over the black leggings. And here's the story in the Sun today. An Instagram model. They call them models. I always thought models were very pretty people. Instagram model was caught on video in a row with a woman after was seen jiggling her bum in the middle of a street in London in front of nearby children. Video footage taken from a house. I mean, it's laughable, really. Appears to show the model, named online as Persia Shah, shaking her behind while a pal films her in a residential street in Chelsea. Now, when I say shakes her bum, right, this is not with the trousers on. She's taken the trousers down and she's got this massive, great big fat arse with a G-string on. And that's what you can see. I'm not going to show it to you, no. And then there's the pictures of her Instagram and, you know, oh, it's just awful. Awful. A person in the background can be heard laughing and exclaiming there's kids, with one boy visible in the clip rushing inside a nearby house. Witnesses claim she was then confronted over what she was doing, and the next part of the video shows her shouting at someone across the street. Multiple videos of the incident were cut together and uploaded to a viral site, World Star Hip Hop. I don't know what that is, where it's been viewed almost 500,000 times, 500,000 times, with a screenshot of the site being shared by the model. In the second clip, she threatens to come back and F the husband of the woman, who can be seen on the phone during the confrontation. In the video taken from the window, Shah shouts, "You look like a frog. You have no bottom. You have no... That's why your husband is probably not effing you, and that's why you're so upset." She's then seen walking down the street in her high heels and laughing. Just scummy people. Why can't we live somewhere where these people don't exist? Because they never used to. I never used to see these people in the 1970s. Maybe I was walking around blind. I don't know. Just awful, awful people. Rachel, no, you're absolutely right, Rachel. Having a good smack didn't do us any harm. We learnt to respect our elders. I was whacked a few times by my dad. I got the cane twice at school. Stop doing these things now. Do I feel bad that Dad smacked me a couple of times or I had the cane at school? No. I'm glad it did happen because it stopped me doing those bad things. I'm sorry, that's how I feel about it. I know some of you won't agree on that. You know, oh, you should sit them down and talk to them. Well, it ain't working, is it? AR Parkness says the same thing. I think it's an age thing, to be honest. I think you find a lot of people over 50 think the same way as Rachel and Parkness and myself as well. Fran says good manners is a thing of our generation. They don't discipline now. I'm sure Fan would agree as well. Mandy says, sod the child, taser. She wants to act like the big I am. She should get the full taser treatment. Let's send one over now. Don't come near me. I want my house surrounded by tasers to keep these people away. That's it. Just awful. And then you've got people like Shania. You know, she's a young person, wouldn't say boo to a goose. I very much doubt she would go down her local Waitrose and spit at people. Interestingly enough, I've got to say, where I have seen incidents of this, I've seen it in the co-op, right? The little co-op down the road where that lad came in and nicked a whole basket of stuff the other week. I've seen a fight in Aldi. I kid you not. At the till, I've seen a fight in Aldi, and it was something to do with the positioning of the people in the queue. That's all it was. Literally punches. At which point, one of the women, old woman, I haven't seen her in there since actually, got out of her till. She was working there. Got out of her till. It wasn't Mandy. Got out of her till and went round and said, "Here, what do you think you're doing? There's effing kids in here." That's the wrong word to use if you're going to have a go. I've seen it in Aldi. I've seen it in Sainsbury's. Dreadful, ghastly people in Sainsbury's. I have to say, I've never seen it in Waitrose. I've never seen any sort of scuffle or shouting. The only shouting I've ever seen in Waitrose was a really posh lady who saw her child. I think they were standing on the freezer to try and get something above. Get off the freezer. Get off that Tarquin. It's all I've ever heard. Get off Tarquin. This child was standing on the freezer and quite rightly told by his mother. Not like some of them, dear. Have you been to a doctor's surgery and seen them running around in there, completely unrestrained? It's just dreadful, dreadful people. Jason, man's discipline isn't working on Mick. He's becoming used to all the whipping. We'll have to think of something else. It's not necessarily just chavs, John. It's not just chavs. It's just awful people. They're everywhere. Gemma Collins is one of them. Absolutely, you're absolutely right. She's one of them. She would be someone, if she couldn't get her own way, would probably start spitting at people. And I think that's what goes wrong. They watch these people on the telly. They think that's a normal thing to do. They think it's normal to be like the people on The Only Way is Essex. Ghastly, awful people. Really. There you go, Shania. It's very respectful. Not all young people are rude. Nope, they're not. You're right, Shania, they're not. There's also a lot of older people who are rude. Yeah, that has to be said as well, Shania. Yes, you're quite right there, my love. Certainly my nephews and my niece are not rude, and they're all young. You know. Have you seen the film Kes? That rings a bell. Kes. Is that very old, that film, Park Nest? It's a very old film, isn't it, Kes? Is it not about... Kes... Is that not about a divorce? Is it about some sort of divorce or something? I can't remember the film Tez. Not sure about that. Have we got someone new there? Leon. Good morning, Leon. Welcome to the show, young Leon. Rachel remembers the wooden ruler straight across our palms at school. No, I had the cane. I started enjoying it in the end, to be honest. Mick says it's a generational thing. There we are. Look at that. Terry Turner is 34 and a wet tea towel or a slap with a slipper around the back of the leg never did me any harm. Yeah, slapped legs. That's what we used to get. Slapped legs from Mum. You naughty boy, come here. And she'd hold your arm and slap the back of your legs, wouldn't she? I don't know. Right, let's move on. Greedy people. Greedy people. And this is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Again in the Sun today, Strictly Come Dancing bosses are prepared to double celebrities' fees to convince them to join this year's series. Now, as if they don't get enough money already. Those people that go on Come Dancing, Strictly Come Dancing, they're on thousands. I mean, literally thousands. Producers want to ensure the BBC's most watched show has a strong lineup, given much of 2020's schedule has been left in tatters by the coronavirus. We've already lost Holby City. I have a feeling Casualty may be stopping this week, or has stopped, or very, very soon. They've run out of Holby now. Other programmes they will run out of soon. EastEnders, Coronation Street. Coronation Street is down to 2 a week now because they have so many. They're trying to make it last, you see. There's only so many in the can. Filming has stopped on all these things. Top stars are already thought to be paid in the high 5-figure numbers, with the best paid bordering on 6. It's thought that the costliest signings were Aston Marigold. Now, was he one of the lads in JLS, who's 32? But it doesn't say how much. And Anastasia, who's 51. Doesn't say how much they got. A TV source said coronavirus has made playing in a TV show difficult, but producers are keen for Strictly to remain the jewel in the BBC's crown. Now, I must admit, I don't watch Strictly. I have seen it, and it's very sparkly and very well done and great show on the BBC, but I don't watch it. It's not really for me, that. It says... Bookies have been told they can have as much... Bookers, that's the people booking the stars, have been told they can have as much as double as what they paid for the stars in the past. Wow. BBC chiefs also hope they can sign up bigger names. I expect to be asked. I can't believe... who is that little boy that was on there last time? Honestly, that YouTube star. Here I am. Hello. Why haven't I been offered? I'd happily do it for just £10,000 per show. Just imagine all the prizes we could give away then. Huh? BBC chiefs also hope they can sign up bigger names. A BBC source said they've made some offers already and will be continuing to do so over the next few months to lock down a stellar lineup. I mean, it'd be a good way to lose weight as well, doing all that dancing as well, I would imagine, wouldn't there? So, there we are. I mean, how much money can you offer these people, for God's sake? Dear me. Jason says, I can't wait for the soaps to be off air. I'd rather put pins in my eyes than watch that rubbish. Oh, Mike Reese-Ponto has come up with a good idea. They'll have to start rerunning Crossroads. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, you've got to start with the other music, innit you? Da, da, da. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Da, da, da. Bum. Bum 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 bum. And do you remember the captions used to come up at the end like that? Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 ba 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 ba. Ba-ba. Oh, I used to love it, dear. I love it. Crossroads. Do you remember the coach? Oh, was the coach crash Coronation Street? What was the coach crash? Was that Coronation Street or? No, I think it was Crossroads. There was a coach crash, wasn't there? Do you remember that? Good morning to Russ V. Morning, Russ. What do you mean real prizes are not tat? How rude, Sean, you are, dear. Rude. How are we doing on time? Oh, good. 11:05. We'll do one more story, then we'll do the raffle tickets. Let me get the raffle tickets ready. And I've seen on the Twitter, which I don't go on very often. I'm not keen on Twitter, but I do go up and down it just for sake of looking and making some comments occasionally. And I don't hold back on Twitter, dear. I just say exactly what I think on Twitter because everyone else does, really. Which you may say, oh, you know, why follow everyone else? Well, you know, that's just what Twitter is, though, isn't it? And I've recently seen some people on there slagging off the NHS staff who are doing little TikTok videos and things like that. They're doing a little dance routine. And for God's sake, you know, these people are working so hard for the benefit of others. Who the hell do you think you are slagging off the NHS staff because during their break, and it would be during their break, they won't be taking time out on work to make these videos. During their break, a few of them have got together, 3 or 4, sometimes 10, 15 of them, they've got together in a corridor and done some sort of dance routine. Well, they've been being slagged off on Twitter. Sad, pathetic keyboard warriors sitting there having a go at these NHS staff for doing their break times or when they finish work, getting together and doing a little video. Why the bloody hell shouldn't they be? They need to let their hair down. How dare you criticise them after they've been in there saving lives and wiping up fluids leaking out of people? Probably like you. In the Metro today, Killjoys want the NHS staff to stop moral-boosting tic-tac dances. Ridiculous. Every Thursday, the nation pours out onto the streets, and we've got the clap, of course, tonight. That's come out wrong, isn't it? We're all going to get the clap tonight at 8 o'clock. For some of you again, I expect. Yeah, 8 o'clock tonight we'll have our clap for the NHS, assuming we're still on about 8 o'clock. And it says in the Metro they're working all hours of the day and night, as you know, not just saving lives and risking their own, but also providing comfort in the final hours to those who are on their way up to the other place in the sky, but cannot have their loved ones with them. It's no surprise, therefore, that those same heroes, doctors, nurses, healthcare assistants, want a bit of downtime to do something to boost their morale. Dancing. Sadly, as is the way with modern society, there have come in for criticism on social media with some killjoy quarters, including Katie Hopkins, for posting videos on TikTok. A woman who said her brother is treating coronavirus patients like the majority of NHS staff, said, "I'm seriously peed off seeing NHS staff dancing and fooling around. My brother is working 14 hours a day in an ICU in London treating patients." I mean, how dare you? How dare you? If you think you can go in there and do it, then you do it. These people need to let their hair down sometimes and forget what's going on. If I was to sit here just talking about death and destruction all day long, we wouldn't have anyone watching. It's disgusting. Leon, it's Chris Reardon UK, my TikTok username. Okay. It's absolutely disgusting. Good morning to Andy. Morning to you. You're right about Twitter. Katie Cochins is the worst calling the NHS names. It's dreadful. Dreadful. Well, I hope she don't have to go in there and then they realise who she is. Because I wouldn't treat her. How dare you criticise them? University Hospital of Derby and Burton NHS Trust, like many NHS trusts around the country, assured viewers that no patients were left uncared for in the making of this video. You know, like people have to be told that. I mean, how thick must you be to think that a load of nurses have left their patients to make a TikTok video? I mean, you've got to be completely and utterly thick to actually believe that, haven't you? Dear. Yesterday, a group of nurses was accused of Oh, here we go. Cultural appropriation. For performing the haka. I don't even know what that is. What on earth is the haka? I don't even know. Does that make me culturally inappropriate? I couldn't care less. The nurses from Tavistock in Devon said they wanted to send a message to coronavirus that it would never beat us. They ended up deleting the video and issued an apology. I don't even know what that is, the haka. Tavistock Day Case Theatre said the video was intended as a show for our commitment to live well South West nurses to continue to work hard and care for people as we fight coronavirus. Why'd you take it down? Why take it down? Do it. You must challenge all these idiots. Oh, it's culturally... Well, why is it cultural? Why is that? Oh, because it's taken a bit... No, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, I don't know it. I can't comment on that particular video. But we really enjoyed seeing the video messages from nursing colleagues up and down the country, and we're really sorry that our choice of delivery caused offence. Why did you even have to post that apology? Don't apologise. Just leave it. Leave it. Sodom. Upsetting anyone was the last thing we wanted to do. However, as one nurse pointed out when they asked about the dancing trend, it's great for lifting spirits. Everybody needs a break, and they're doing that in their free time. Hello? Free time. Not when they're supposed to be working. How dare you criticise those nurses for having a bit of fun? I mean, that makes you scum as well. I'm sorry, it makes you scum as well. Leave the nurses alone. Just leave them alone to get their jobs done. They do the best they can. How dare you criticise them? It's disgusting. Shania says, is it the dance that the New Zealand rugby players do? I don't know. I have no idea what that is, what that thing is there. Okay, let's do the raffle tickets, boys and girls. Let's do the raffle tickets. If you want a raffle ticket, please speak now. Haka is the New Zealand war dance. Well, what's the problem with that then? Is that the thing where they do that? All that business? What's the problem with that? It's just a dance. Why is that a problem? Stupid people. Oh, I do my head in, I really do. Raffle ticket time, boys and girls. If you want a raffle ticket, please speak now or forever hold thy tongue. Yeah. Whatever way you usually get your raffle tickets, get that now, my darlings. Let me just check my emails as well there while I'm there. Oh, we got some new subscribers today, have we? Oh, hello to you. Oh, Resin, Ed the Ball. Analog Restoration. Oh, and some stuff there from Jason Hughes. That's pictures, is it? Okay, I'll look at that then. Alrighty, let's do the raffle tickets. Here we go, my dear. If you want a raffle ticket for Monday's raffle, please go on the chat box now and say, raffle ticket, please. Jason Hughes, then. Oh, what number is that? 229 for Jason Hughes. Colin Coates, 230. Fran Green, 231. Mick Davenport, 232. Diane Jebb, 233. Tony King, 234. David Fryer, 235. 236 for Michael Lawrence. 237 for Andy. Can you do the your raffle ticket by request by either email or on the chat box, please? Unless you haven't got either of those facilities, in which case a text will be fine. But if you could use one of those others, I'll give you one now for that one, though. All right, 237 for Andy. But if you could possibly do them either email or on the live thing so that they all go to the same place, because sometimes I miss them on the text thing. All right, that's really only for people who can't do it any other way, my darling. Thanks ever so much, Andy. Appreciate that. Michael, where's Michael gone? Oh, it's jumped up, is it? Oh, no, there we are. Michael Pullman, 238. Rachel, 239. Maureen, 240. Scrolling. There's Rachel's one. Stop at Rachel, and we get to Mr. Sprintervan, who won this week, actually. Sprintervan, 241. Sean Pye, 242. Leon Corrigan, 243. Mandy, 244. 245 for John Aitken. Mari, 246. Shania, 247. Claire, 248. Claire, oh yes, I nearly forgot Claire. Claire, I found one yesterday. A lily beetle was trying to eat one of my leaves yesterday. Didn't last very long. It's squashed now. Lily beetle. Now, I had something to tell you about lily beetles. Oh, what was it now? I spray them every couple of days as well. Oh, what was it now? There was something to do with the lily beetles I was going to tell you. I can't remember now. Oh, how annoying is that? I bet that'd come to me as soon as I finish the show. Just keep an eye on them. I wanted to ask, did you find any more, Claire? Have you found any more? Keep on top of it every day. Check those lilies for lily beetles and spray if you've got... Oh, you don't use the spray, do you? Simon Steele, 249. Thank you, Simon. Mark Cording, 250. Ross Herndon is 251. Ross Herndon is 241. Russ is 252. Tasers for Beatles. I wonder if we can get one of those. Thank you, LaBelle. The haka is a war dance done by the Fijian people, South Pacific. I thought so. Thank you for that, LaBelle. And LaBelle, your ticket will be 253 for lovely LaBelle. LaBelle's got her own TikTok videos as well. Very good as well, as indeed as Rachel and many more of you. 2 found so far. Well, that's not bad. That's the first lily beetle I found in the last 5 days. So I'm quite pleased with that. They're coming on really well, those lilies. They're climbing up now. I really got on top of that situation very quickly this year. And I've lost none of them. None of them at all. Brilliant. I wish I could remember what I was going to say to you. I do water them every day as well. They take up quite a lot of water. All right, well, I think I've done all the raffle tickets. If I've missed anyone out, if you've done it by email, I'll deal with that afterwards, okay? If I've missed anyone out on the raffle tickets, please speak in the chat box now, if you're using that, and I will correct that for you. Don't forget, do join us tonight. We have a phone-in on a Thursday night. You can call in if you want to. All right, that will be at 7 o'clock tonight. Phone in at 7 o'clock. I'm going to go for my long cycle shortly. I'm looking forward to that. I really am. Okay, let's do today's birthdays. Happy birthday on this Thursday, the 23rd of April, 2022. Stewart James Tiberius Franco. Greetings, Stewart. Happy birthday to you. Rob Tyler today, 54 years old. Little Rob. Lived in Roehampton. Happy birthday. Fraser Renton. Hello, Fraser. It was part of a cabaret act called Drag. Oh God, it was Dragmania, wasn't it? Dragmania. Hello, Fraser. All right, happy birthday to you. Chris Houghton today is 46. Happy birthday, Chris. Anthony Morgan, big happy birthday to you. James Watts, his birthday. Happy birthday, James. Paul Schofield, 52 years old today. And Katarina Kiktova, it's her birthday as well today. Happy birthday, gang. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah, baby, happy birthday to each and every one of you. Do join us tonight, gang. Phone in time tonight is 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is our phone-in show tonight on this channel, exclusively only on this channel, boys and girls. Don't forget, if you've got anything you want to send in, photographs or anything like that, about whatever, doesn't matter what it is, you want me to show them, then send those to that email address there, and I'll sort those out for tomorrow morning. It's not a walk today, Rachel. Cycle today, dear. It's going to be a cycle today, my love. Going to be a cycle today, long cycle to Legoland if I can make it back. That's quite a long way. I may have to have a couple of bags of crisps before I go. Yes, please, crisps. Have a nice day, and I'll see you again tonight at 7 o'clock. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio now.